Oh, hey. Welcome to today's stream. Oh, come on now. Really, right at this moment? How embarrassing. Like, had all the time that I was... Anyway. Okay, so today's stream gonna be a bit more low-key, I guess. Hmm. Just, I don't really know. I want to write down my lore. Like, I have it sort of written down in a smaller document, but I want to, like, go into more detail with it and expand upon it more. So I'm actually going to pull up that other document over on the side here so that I can refer to it. Because it's in my head. I just need to move it from one place to the other. Let's see. There it is. And also some things have changed between then and now. Right. So without further ado, I'm going to just go ahead and get started. And you'd think we start at the beginning, but actually I'm going to start before the beginning with just a bit of prologue. I'm not going to bore you with my yapping, I'm just going to get to work. How to start, actually. Trying to figure out how to start explaining. I guess I could get a bit philosophical with it since I am going the prose route. I don't like this. Feels a bit too philosophical. I know that's what I want out with, but instead of going philosophical, I'm just gonna go with place first. Since this is just Nozomi related. Hmm. Trying to find the words, but what's in my head? What's in my head right now is before Nozomi like became a chimera, they were a wishing star. That's what I'm calling it. They were a little simple being of energy whose purpose was to use their power to grant wishes. That's what I'm trying to lead up to. Hmm. Okay, I think I got it started. I think I got it started well enough. I'm gonna read this. There exists a place outside of time, space, and matter. It is difficult to explain, but in this place are beings of energy whose purpose is to look out into space and time and use their power to grant the wishes of those who call for their aid. Whether in the past or the future, it doesn't matter if the wish gets granted immediately or over the course of a few years or decades. These wishing stars are given the task to observe and provide without interfering. The wishing stars are overseen by a grand celestial being, a force of power older than the concept of thought itself. Wishing stars are born from its cloth and then put to work. This figure, while using their power to grant the desires of others, it does not feel. It reasons that there is no reason to feel. That there are no reasons to feel, and that feeling is not necessary and even could hinder the ability to grant wishes, as feeling is a selfish thing to do. I think that's a good start to the setting there. Alright, next part. Well, actually, it spell vicious? It's gotta be, right? I think I'm doing good here. I think I'm doing good. I might be cooking. Let's see, let's read these next two parts. Our little being followed their orders as they should have, but something began to ache. They used their wish-granting power. Let me start over. Our little being followed their orders as they should have, but something began to ache. They used their wish-granting power to bring happiness to others, and found themselves feeling happiness, jealousy, envy, sadness. I'm gonna put anger there too. Love. This wishing star had started to empathize with the ones that it was helping, and started to take on their traits one by one. It soon wanted for itself to have some of what it was giving away. A little girl had wished for a fox after reading about them in a book. The star made it so her parents got her a plush fox instead, but it also grew fond of how cute the little creature was. Before any being could know or understand what was happening, its small pure form with no distinguishing features grew ears and a tail, resembling that of which it had admired. Just as the star had discovered this part of themselves, Grand Celestial viciously ripped it away from them, returning them to their previous form, but not without doing them harm. Behave. Ooh, I think I'm cooking. I think I'm cooking. The music stopped. Why did it stop? There we go. Come on. You can do it. Thank you. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I'm ready to move on to the final part of this prologue. Alright, I'm going to read this part before I move on. The star learned a new emotion. Fear. From the fear, it went back to how it was before. Helping without growing attached. But it didn't last for long. It may look the same as it did before, but they had forever been changed. From then on, they tried to secretly learn more, only giving itself features that couldn't be seen, harboring desires of their own deep inside. They became he. Now that the star was aware, he began to notice the grand being acting more and more cruel, punishing stars that wouldn't grant the right wishes, or if they granted it in the wrong way. Maybe it had been acting like that this whole time, but only now could the stars see for what it was. Be good. It happened again. After what could have been forever or just a moment, the star grew extra features. It still loved foxes, and now it had a desire to fly and found the small bunny creatures adorable. It attained features from all of these things and more. He used time to try and hide the changes, struggling to maintain his form as he continued his job, while his desire grew more and more. I think my cat's at the door. I have to go open it for him. Just a moment. Trying to think what's the best way to do the next part. I'm not going back in my seat. Because wish it knows how many wishes. He's been granting wishes. Nozomi means wish or desire, so like, this is like a behind the scenes scene, but before coming up with the name Nozomi, I was gonna go with the name Wish. So sometimes in drafts I'll still call him Wish, but he's not. I am Nozomi. But Nozomi is a fallen star. He was cast out for becoming something he wasn't supposed to. But I need to think of how he turned into him. I know I didn't want it to come from a massive moment of, like, happiness and joy and even love, but I'm trying to think of what exactly could be on. If there's anyone in chat, I'm open to hear ideas for what could happen. Because the idea down here that's the goal that I'm working towards. So I need to figure out how to do that. Might be something related to him, right? A wish that he grants, that he invested so much of himself in, that when the wish comes true, he is so happy that he forgets himself. Ooh, this is getting personal now. Ooh, let me think for a moment, let me think. For our VOD watchers who can't hear the music at all. So, there's gonna be some silence as I try to figure this out. Maybe. I could always come back to that, since I have the notes. Since I don't know the specifics right now, the main important thing is just to move forward and write, right? So I think I will. But, basically, what happens is that Nozomi transforms into this true form, as I've adopted the first time, with all the extra features and body that he wants, that he desires to have. What happened to music? So, yeah. I swear I'm not talking complete time. Okay. So let's see. I read it up to here last time, right? Yeah, so I'm just gonna read this little bit right here that I put. The note. Nozomi grants a wish that makes him feel so much joy that he transforms beyond what the celestial being can repair, and thus is cast out of the place of stars. The grand celestial being sees how this star has betrayed them in a way that they have never experienced before, and they feel anger. They feel. It cannot allow it to continue. So I thought they use their power to... Why does it telling me this is wrong? To open up a worm. Why do you keep saying it's wrong? What do you want? What do you want it to be changed to? Now I'm keeping open up. To open up a wormhole and send the traitorous star through it. Outside of the realm, in its space, time, and matter exist in familiar form. On it, there's a large and beautiful shooting star. Around the planet several times, burn up and getting smaller with each lap makes. Eventually, it grows so small and weak. And I think I'll take a week inside later. It grows so small that it crashes down somewhere in the wilderness, leaving there a tiny and weak creature, a fallen star. And now, that's we move on to the beginning. Now, my idea for Nozomi is that actually immortal and thousands of years old, but like this human life form, recently in the last like 20 to 30 years. So I'm obviously not gonna write out everything that happens over the course of thousands of years. Just the important bits, you know? The things that are most essential to knowing what Nozomi is. So that's what I have. And I'm gonna write this. Okay, this next one I'm gonna write is pretty... It's gonna be pretty interesting. Alright, time to read this paragraph or the beginning. Within a crater lies a very small creature. Could have been more than 4 inches in length. Small and shivering. This creature looks like a baby rabbit. But it has a pair of fluffy wings on its back, and its tail is that of a fox's tail. A little chimera of sorts. Curled up at the bottom of the lonely crater. Wind blows cold and makes the one wish for warmth. Its chest glows with thought, and in a flash, the tiny beak grows into that of an adult rabbit. Still with its features. He gets up and opens his star-filled eyes, looking around with wonder and curiosity. He has no memory of how he got there, or who he is, only that it is cold, and that he should find shelter now that he's more capable of movement. So that's a bit of a twist. All this I came before, his origins. Also, he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember what he was before that moment in the crater. Yeah, is it really an hour? It feels like more. Maybe over another hour and then call it. Is that nice I utilize? Did I? Oh, I put utilize. Okay. Time to read what I got again. From here. He explored his new home and traveled with that. He learned more about the other creatures around him. He told him that being small and cute doesn't mean you aren't at risk of being someone's next meal. The Chimera learned to utilize his transformation ability to take on other forms. He grew to have favorite ones, his rabbit-based form, but also that with a fox body he grew fond of. Whenever he would find himself lacking in an area, he would observe the world and adapt to what was desired. An example of this is one day when he was eating and he doubled his food. But his paws did not allow him to do so. He looked around and saw how falcons' talons fitted so they grip onto their prey on branches. The Chimera focused and transformed his paws into talon claws, and then he could hold what he was trying to eat. As he traveled, he encountered beings. Humans were one of them. These humans would see spirits, and they would become inspired knights. That inspiration manifested in several ways. Some told tales about seeing him and would sometimes exaggerate his form, while others were just inspired to hunt him down. Regardless, his appearance in many different places led to many people getting the inspiration to create new things. Here, I am. Okay, here we see the stars that I was talking about earlier. Is pretty up with this music. Seems to be the case. It's weird. And the stars in the eyes is more like in his modern form, but it's an example of that. And then here I do his like first big form, the one that he first came to the planet with, being a little bunny with some features. Then I also drew with these forms as well, his chimera and mixing forms. Looking at like different types of mixed up animals in different mythology and stuff, I came across a few of them. On the top here we have something called an infield, which is a fox that has bird claws on the front, wings, and then wolf legs and wolf tail. So I definitely could see animals whom we could transform into this at a point. And on the bottom here we have the wooden dinger. It's German. And it's basically, there are many different kinds of wooden dinger, but the idea is that it's a small animal with a bunch of extra features on it. And the one that's most famous is a bunny that has a squirrel's body with deer antlers and wings. And that's what I have here. And there's not see, it's all like some bunch of things as well. And I'll make it bigger for you guys to see. But also I have stars eyes again. And it's on the wings. So that's how that part goes. Gonna do a bit more of a backstory before moving on into my day. Yeah. Why is the music doing that? Would you not? Would you not? Why this way? I'm gonna check this lore real quick. Yeah. Alright, then, was that out? Make that out. I'm not over here. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I'll say the actual naming part, but knows me until he's like human form. I forget where I read it before. Whatever. Basically here, explaining how Nozomi is kind of immortal, and oh right, it was probably here. And how he would watch them too. I'm trying to explain how he got to this point. Maybe that's a bit much. Trying to think of how to do this. Maybe I'll need to just make a note. Okay, I think that's a note that explains it. Not like as prosy, but you know, it works, it works. I actually don't know how Nozomi and Ganon would have gotten his name. Maybe someone else gave it to him? I know that I gave him the name Nozomi because he was originally going to be Wish, and then Napine, because Napine means rabbit in French. And I'm kind of on a Twisted Wonderland kick. And that's where that idea came from. But I don't know how to translate that into lore, so to say. Shame I don't want any notifications right now. I don't want any notifications. Just want to there we go. There we go. Now back in here, you have the uniform. This is the design that I'm based off of. With the bunny ears and the long foxtail and the star stuff. And the desire for points and wings on the jacket. So yeah, this is just a thing here. I'm gonna make another notes. Okay, so there's that note, what I just said. Oh, you guys can't see it. Sorry. But yeah, I'm going to end this part leading up to modern day with how Nozomi came to his current self and how he got his name. Just don't know how to do that. And now I want to make notes for the future. Because this part is also kind of big still. So I'm going to make like a list thing. That are very important. So, I'm not sure about this a little, but this is what like the next form of Nozomi is going to be. This is what it's going to look like. After time passes, this power grows again. He's able to transform and harness his power more. So things come back. And the white part on his tail grows. Because I like that part of the tail as being star tipped. So like, still hints at him being a star, without it actually being like star stuff. You can see the golden star part of the chest that was talked about at the beginning of like the camera of his sword. You can see Thor there. Sorry, So I just want to know about what this form has and how it gets to that point. Because I can actually have a story of how it gets to that point. Like I can do this, which is like an interesting thing. I definitely want to have like, more video about this. And probably doesn't want to spoil it, but I want to be prepared when it does happen. You know? So the important part, see, number one, we have the star power within Rose only. Rose reposes over time. And with more time, there's that. Then he will eventually be able to wield this power as his own. It won't just be a part of his body, but something that he can use. He will grow the wings that he lost when transforming into his human form. These will allow him to fly once again. And it's not just fun, but he can also utilize his star power and concentrate it into power source for external attacks. Think Dragon Ball Z. Yes, that is very Dragon Ball Z inspired. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not true. So, yeah, I think that's all the notes I need. Oh, wait. I forgot. Leading up to the awakening of these new powers, he will get dreams of his life as a chimeric creature. Leading up to a nightmare about how he was a wishing star and how he fell. Let's see, turmoil, but it's quite bad. He would forget the majority of the dream after waking up, but when he wakes up, he'll have transformed into his new self. Yeah. I guess that's kind of a spoiler for what I want to do for the video, is the whole dream thing. But I want to dive in over. Let me think, is there anything else that I want to do with this writing? Because I have the notes, what I want to do, but I don't know how to write it exactly. To be fair, I have notes for like 3 parts-ish, like 2.5. At this part where he transforms for the first time, he becomes himself for the first time, and he was a star. And then at the end here, I don't know exactly how he transforms into his model self, other than he wanted to be like humans, and now he's like them. Like, everything on this planet is like a VTuber world, like in my mind, in order to make sense with a lot of other like, people's lore, if I end up defining this with people, there's more than just human on the planet. So like, being human, but also there are other things. That might be me just assuming a lot, but I have these notes for future stuff here. Anyway, something I want to do my debut, but I'm just going to let it be itself. And since this is still early days for me, we'll be fingers crossed. We're going to majority won't even remember this when it happens. We will. Then when it happens, I'll be so happy to see how true. Well, do you think somebody's going to have any to stop this? Stop drinks have everything I can right now. Yes, I think I'm going to find someone to agree to now. So like, I'm going to do our but I want to extend this past what is listed. So let's see. Okay, so I have an idea of who we're going to do. But I'm going to see if I have stuff. And after this ends, I'm going to turn this into a PDF. And when I do like a quality check and everything, I'm going to go ahead and post it. Maybe I shouldn't post it publicly. Maybe I should see it. And they're only within like Discord and stuff. Like if I'm signing right now. I don't have my right now because I'm not sure what will be there. But you know, maybe I'm going to here. I'll do this so I can say this and exit out this. I'm going to leave that. That was tragic. Anyway, over here. Let's see. I'll do that piece. Now wait. Look at this. That's one, two. Okay. Maybe I'm just saying, it's really close now. Just like, that is a person that I was trying to into a name. No, he's things the entire day. Maybe. And I'm live streaming today. So, once we made today into review, he's a ruler and keeper of the veil. He has, let's see, his lord. Like, he has a desire. He also has lost his memory, and he has a desire to get back. And with each soul that he saves, more or less, he is able to remember a part of his past. So he's a very nice man, he has a very nice voice, and I hope you guys enjoy going over to him. So, thank you for coming here today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.